biology, we are looking at what is called reducing sugars. This is a test in biology, okay? It's a test in biology that we do. It's called reducing sugars. It's a test in biology, okay? It's called the test of reducing sugars. So what you do is, if you enter a lab, you take 3 test tubes, for example. If they say 4, you take 4. Let's say in here you put water, in here you put glucose, in here you put, let me label them. Let's say, for example, in here you put water, in here you put glucose, in here you put sugar, okay? So you put different solutions in there. So this is test tube 1, test tube 2, test tube 3. And then what do? You're in the lab. The reducing sugar, when you're dealing with reducing sugar, test, reducing sugar, the test for reducing sugar, you use a solution called Benedict solution. Benedict solution. That's the one that you use. You use to drop. You'll be putting drops. So you take the Benedict solution. These are your test tubes. There were 3. Okay. So you drop Benedict solution. This was a solution of water, glucose, and sugar. So you take your Benedict solution. You drop it in here. Maybe even 20 drops you are dropping. Even there again, you drop 20 drops of Benedict solution. Also in there, you drop 20 drops of Benedict solution. And then notice what will happen to the test tube 1, test tube 2, test tube 3. After that, you shake them. When you finish shaking them, you go where there is a source of heat. So there's a Bunsen burner there. There's a beaker filled with water in there. Okay? So you take your 3 test tubes, 1 for water, 1 for glucose, 1 for sugar. You boil them with heat. Okay? There's a source of heat here. Source of fire. Okay? That's a Bunsen burner burning this water in the beaker. And then there are test tubes in there. So that these test tubes with the different substances in there. Now, as you burn them, you notice that the color changes start taking place in those. You notice that there's color changes in the test tube. Test tube 1, the color will change. Test tube 2, the color will change. Test tube 3, the color will change. Okay? So this is test tube 1, this is test tube 2, this is test tube 3. So you notice that the color in here, in test tube 1, test tube 2, test tube 3 will start changing. Okay? So if they're in these test tubes, if any of them contain reducing sugar, the color that's supposed to change, there are 3 colors that are supposed to appear. If any test tube has got reducing sugar in them, the colors that will appear as you are boiling, the colors will start appearing. If reducing sugar is present in the test tube, if reducing sugar is what? Is present. If reducing sugar is present in the test tube, then the colors that you're going to see, there are 3 colors that you're supposed to see. The first color that you're supposed to see, not the first color, any of the colors, you can either see red, okay, red color, you can see green, okay, you can also see yellow. Any of these colors, yellow. Once you see any of these colors in the test tubes, after boiling, if you see these test tubes here, when you are boiling, if you see that the test tube changes to become yellow, if you see the test tube changes to become red, I mean the color in there, it becomes red. If you see there, it becomes green. Then no reducing sugar is present. So meaning reducing sugar is present here, here and there. Why? Because there are those color changes. But if you see it's becoming blue, know that there is no color change. I mean, there's no reducing sugar. So for there to be reducing sugar in these test tubes, the color change has to be yellow, red, or green. I hope you have understood. So these three colors denote that the substances contain reducing sugar. That's how you know.